Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Fully Off and welcome to another episode of Minecraft on the Just Vanilla server. We're back at the Guardian Monument again today, and I've been doing a lot of work on it since you were last with me, and I can't wait to show you actually. Now, a little trick, I don't know whether I've shown you this before, I don't know whether you know. However, it's quite a long way down there, and I don't have a way down yet. Normally I jump down and just damage my feather falling boots and then have to eat food. However, if you've got yourself a boat, put yourself a boat down, jump in your boat right off the edge, and you can drop down and you don't take any damage. So that's Phil's little top tip for today. If you need to fall down somewhere quite high, grab yourself a boat. So anyway, the top's drained now. I think it was drained the last time you were with me. And I've taken out all the sand, and I made a bit of an error in that I've made the sand finish directly at the edge of the monument, which was slightly stupid on my part because I wanted to be able to walk around the side of it. So I need to pull it out by another block, which means putting sand on the outside of all of this. So that's a job and a half, that is, but it's my own fault, so I'll just have to do that. Maybe I'll set up my AFK sand mover again and just get it moving along the edges. That'll work. I've also dug out all of under here. Well, I say dug out, it was all full of water. I've drained everything under here, and I've had to do it because it was all underwater to start with, and there was no way for me to get my contraption in here to put sand down. I've had to do it all with sponges, and when I say sponges I mean 2 sponges, because that's the only 2 sponges I had. So all of this has been drained with 2 sponges and a furnace. I finished up at the end burning ladders in my furnace because I've got nothing to use in my furnace to dry my sponges out with. But anyway, we've done it, it's done, and couldn't be any more pleased. So anyway, next step will be, as I say, to put sand around the entire perimeter of this and then remove this layer of sand, which will allow me access. That's very scary. Thanks for that. Which will allow me access to... is somebody watching me? Shrek, are you watching me? That's out of order. You shouldn't be doing that. I could be doing anything. So I've got to remove all of that. I'm then going to put glass, probably grey stained glass, which I don't have on me. I'm going to put the glass around the inside of the sort of where this is. So we'll have a wall of glass all the way up. No, that's in the wrong place to start with, you muppet. I'll have a wall of glass sort of up there. I'm not doing a very good job here in explaining this, am I? So all this is going to be glass, and it'll start there, it'll run up here, it'll run down there, it'll run down that wall, down that roof ceiling, and it'll go all the way over there, all the way down the back on the other side of those pillars, all the way down. Basically it's going to run the entire perimeter of the underside of the temple, and basically what that's going to mean is you'll be able to AFK stood here, and you'll be able to see on the underside of the entire temple. And what we're also going to do is remove all of this and replace all of it with fence gates. Open fence gates, so the water won't be able to come through, but all the guardians inside the temple will. So they'll all fall down, they'll fall through this airspace that is now behind the glass, and they'll fall into a killing area, which is going to be down here. I'm probably going to have water carrying them to like a central location, and then they'll fall through some lava, and then all the drops and all the goodies will probably go into some kind of item elevator back over this way, and then be brought up and stored in chests. I might have the chests down here. I might have the chests, maybe. I don't know yet. I've not thought that far ahead. But I just wanted to get you up to speed on how far I've got, and and how long? Well, it's taken me forever. But it's going to be fantastic. Inside at the moment is still a fully functioning temple with walls and you know, everything else in there, floors, all kinds of stuff. That's got to be completely hollowed out. So all the walls in there and all the sea lanterns and everything else in there, it's all got to come out, which is a job for soon. But anyway, yeah, we're getting there and I'm quite happy. So I'll crack on, do a bit more work and then show you what we've done later. Right, so I've rigged up a bit of a contraption that was very, very similar to the one we built on the inside, only it's got 2 pistons on it. I've kitted it out with two pistons. I wonder if I can show you. So we've got 2 sticky pistons here with blocks in front of them, and I put blocks in front of the observer, which activates this little redstone mechanism around here. It fires the pistons. That line at the back fires the pistons once, but this line that runs over the top fires this dropper twice, because obviously I'm using twice as many bits of sand. So we'll get this running and we'll sit here doing a bit of AFKing until it pushes the sand out as far as it'll go, and then I'll set up the transfer blocks that we use to get the stuff across the middle. So we'll transfer the stuff all the way down the end. Right, I've done the perimeter now and I've dug it all out and it's looking very mighty fine. And I've also just been back to the main island and got myself some glass. I've got myself some wood planks, not some wood planks, some blocks even. Now I can't get out my boat. I can't get out my boat. Get out my boat. Man, why couldn't I get out my boat? Unbelievable. So I've got I think I've got everything I need now to get myself going. I need to I'm currently crafting glass down in the furnace down in the bottom of the sea temple, down the bottom. But once all the visual glitches have disappeared, you'll be able to see what I've done. There you go. So now I'm a bit concerned because either my fingers have gone all funky or my keyboard's not working. I'm going to finish it falling off of this thing. So I've now dug 3 blocks around the outside of the temple, and the plan is I'm going to remove all of this sand. I'm going to do a bit of magic down the bottom, which we'll explain later. I'm going to do a bit of magic down there, and then I'm going to remove all of this sand, and the water is just going to form a wall of water, leaving the entire centre unaffected. It's pretty impressive when it's done, but you need to do it right. If you do it wrong, if you get the corners wrong, the lot will fill back up with water and I will be so sad. So I think I'm going to put a bit of a safety net in by putting some glass around the top, because the last thing I want to do is get rid of the sand and the lot to fill back up again. That would just be a nightmare. I need to put an extra column around the side, which I'll explain to you hopefully when we do it. But if I put a rim of glass around the top, blue glass, it's almost invisible and it'll stop the water from filling up anyway. So it's a bit of a safety net. So let's get back down there again. Whee! Love that. Love boat diving. Also got a lot of caves under here as well. And I don't know where they are now. Where are they? Ah, there they are. Yeah, down there, under there. I've lit some of them up. There's still quite a bit more to light up. And I got myself a bit of a smiley face there. I know it's not a smiley face, but I thought it was a smiley face. So what I'm going to do now, I've got to replace this entire floor, this floor here. I've got to replace it with fence gates, which I'm just about to craft. I've got a lot of glass. I've also got a lot of, oh come on, which one is it? It's not in the redstone box, is it? Oh my word. Oh, that's a problem. Oh, very good. There it is, my word. I've got a lot of wood, which I'm going to turn into fence gates. And they're going to replace this prismarine blocks, prismarine brick, isn't it? They're going to replace all of that, and that will allow the guardians to fall through but not the water, which forms the basis of the trap. I could go in there now and just put the fence gates above the prismarine bricks and then just break them, but that would reduce a spawning space for the guardians, and it's quite a big area, so just taking out just one spawning space at the bottom will reduce the spawning area quite considerably. And as you probably know, you can't put a fence gate in the middle of thin air. It has to be placed on top of a block. So I'm going to have to put a layer of blocks underneath the bottom of this. Like, not like that at all. Oh, try to beat it to death with a bit of coal. Like that. And then I can remove the blocks at the top, and then I can put down the fence gate. So it's quite a laborious job. I've also stuck a bit of, it's called silver glass for some reason, but it's light grey glass there, which I think I'm going to probably do the entire front out of the light grey glass, and I'll probably put a bit of green glass in there where the dark prismarine is, just to give it a bit of a pattern. But I think that might look okay. When you stood here AFK, you might be able to see inside. I don't know yet. Don't know how much you're going to be able to see in there. Probably put a few more sea lanterns in there once I rip the entire inside out. Once the fence gates are in, all of the floors in there have got to be ripped out. So I've got myself a potion of water breathing. Hopefully I can do it in 8 minutes. If I can't, then I'm going to have to hold my breath, aren't I? So I think you're up to date. I've got to put a layer of blocks underneath here and then get inside. So hey, away we go. Behold, I am a beaconator. Man, you won't believe how hard it's been for me to rustle up all kinds of stuff to get these blocks to make a beacon. But anyway, I've done it, and I've used up pretty much all my diamonds and my emeralds. I had to do a load of trading. Loads of trading with the villagers, so they were worth their weight in emeralds, actually. Managed to get myself loads of emerald blocks, got myself a beacon with haste 2 on it, which is going to make clearing this so much easier. I've also got myself a load of gravel and a load of sand, which we already had anyway, to make some cyan concrete powder. And the plan is to cover the entire floor with concrete powder. It's going to be concrete in the end because we're going to put water on it, but there's no point in making a load of concrete blocks, cyan blocks, when I can put the concrete powder down and then just cover it with water, which is what I'm going to do anyway. So basically, we're going to have the floor, everything, all the guardians are going to fall through there once the fence gates are in. They're going to land here, and we need somewhere funneling these guys to the centre in order to get them to give up their lovely goodies. And we're going to use water to do that, water, sort of a water slide kind of thing. Let me just show you. So we're going to have, be prepared, son, be prepared. Glass, not good glass. We're going to have the entire perimeter surrounded by glass, light grey glass. Like that, and then like that. We're going to have some sea lanterns in here to light it up as well, but I've got to dig them out the inside first and then craft a few. So this is going to be the perimeter. We're going to have, I don't have any water, that's just choice, isn't it? That is. Anyway, the water's going to run from here. It's going to run in 8 blocks, 7 blocks, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's going to fall 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then it's going to fall down onto the next level. And the next level is going to be down here, and it's going to do the same. And then this is going to run 7 blocks. It's going to come down a level. And it's going to be the same. So the water sort of flows from the sides, all the entire perimeter, into a central funnel which is going to be about here, and then it'll funnel down a further level to about here, and then it'll fall through some lava, and they'll give up their goodies, and obviously you'll be AFK in here, so you'll be able to look over and see it all happening. What I'm going to do to save you trying to imagine all of this, I need to dig out all of this. Now I've got my haste 2, it shouldn't take me too long, so I'll dig this out and then we'll have another look and hopefully be able to visualise it a little bit better. Right, so I've crafted myself a load of cyan concrete powder, which I've dug out all of that stuff over there, dug it all of that, all of those pillars there were all under, and you know, I was going to tell you, they're all underneath a load of rock, which is why they're not prismarine, and I've had to make them out of stone for the time being until I get some prismarine sorted out. Hello mate, yeah, I'll be up there to see you in a minute. So I've dug it all out and I've managed to put cyan stained concrete powder all the way around the outside. Now all of the centre, all of this has got to be filled with water, and then the middle bit, there's going to be glass up in the front here going up to there, and then you can stand here to your heart's content watching Guardians rain from the sky. The killing chamber is going to be there. All the Guardians are going to fall down the centre, and this is going to be dug down all the way down here to about here, and this is where all the Guardians are going to bounce up and down, and there are going to be hoppers under there, and this is where all the stuff's going to be collected, and we're probably going to have loads of chests over there all sorted, and you know, all the good stuff, crafting tables and this and that. But what I want to do now is want to stick a load of water down. Now I've got 2 buckets of water, and hopefully if I do this cleverly enough, I won't need an infinite water source, because it'll be I'll make my own while I'm going. All around the outside there are going to be light grey stained glass, as I said. That's going to be all the way around the outside. Any of these pillars that aren't currently prismarine are going to be turned into prismarine when I get round to doing it. So if we grab a couple of those to start with. And obviously this is all going to be turned into concrete now from concrete powder, because we're going to stick a load of water all over it. And because we're putting it in the corners, we're making our own infinite water source as we go. So hopefully I've spaced them out enough, I've spaced out the floors enough so that all the water is going to end here. So I'll run around all the outside and I'll get all the water in. Obviously it's going to get very dark in here, but I intend to replace this run here, the one just below the step down, this one. I'll replace it all the way around the outside with sea lanterns when I get them, when they start being made. So let me just fill this with water and then we'll have a look. Okay, so I've got all the water in, and I've come across a bit of a flaw, bit of a setback, which I'll put right now. Basically, the water next to here, the water seems to take the most direct route downhill. So if it can, it'll flow in a straight line direct to the next level down, which is what was happening here, which is why I had to put water in front of these pillars. But in doing so, I've created dead areas. Might be able to show you over here. I've created dead areas where the water flows into a space that's not flowing. Just about here, this one here, which means any Guardians falling down here will just sit here. Which is no good. Now I know Guardians can swim against the current, however they do tend to sit still and then they will flow downwards, but they won't do if the water's static. So in order to correct that, I'm going to have to pop out these bottom blocks here temporarily, see if I can catch them before they disappear, so I could do with using those again. And then I want to put some water here and here, and that way the water then flows all the way down to the end, down to the next level. And then I've just got to replace that layer there. So there is going to be a gap underneath, but I can live with that. And now the water flows, and as you can see, I'm not moving that quick because I've got my depth strider boots on, but as you can see, it does flow to the edge and then down. So I've got to just run around now and pop the bottoms off of all of these columns, and then we'll be good to go. Right, so I've done it. I've dug away the bottoms of all of the columns, and now the water flows as intended. So there are no longer any dead spots in the corners. They were, if you remember, they were sort of here. Now there aren't any. So wherever the Guardians fall down from the top now, they'll land in the water, and all things being equal, they'll go down to the bottom. Now this is going to take ages for them to get from there down to the bottom, so it's not going to be super efficient. But as I said at the beginning, I don't particularly want this to be super efficient. I just want it to look good. I mean, it'll be efficient enough, but anyway. Yes, anyway, so it's going to work, although I don't think it's going to be, as I say, I don't think it's going to be prolific, but it's going to look great. I've put that in the middle for the simple reason that if the Guardians, and I found this out from past experience, the Guardians get to the end and they jump, and if they jump, they'll fall through the lava too quickly, which means when they get to the hoppers underneath at the bottom, they'll have gone through the lava too quick, and that means that they won't die. So they'll just hop around down there, burnt but not dead. So by putting the rim around the top, it stops them from jumping, which means that they'll fall through the lava at exactly the correct speed, which means that when they come out the bottom, they'll burn and die and drop all of their good stuff. So anyway, that'll do us for today, everybody. I think I'll do the rest of this off camera because I don't want to bore you guys too much, but it has been an exciting build and it's been great so far, so I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to leave it a like, and if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. This is Frilly off in the Guardian farm, and I'm out of here.